Hi everyone, I'm Joel with the tropical update now for J7409 weather on Hurricane Dorian. Hurricane Dorian. We're taking a look at it right now. I would ask you, if you haven't subscribed, to please do so and click the bell to make sure you get all the latest watches, warnings, tropical updates, all kind of weather information sent to you as I put it out. I would appreciate it greatly. Of course, this is Tropical Dorian. Lots have been going on, but what may happen? Well, what has happened now, the shear that was over Dorian is moving away from the hurricane, and the upper level flow pattern is evolving toward a more favorable environment. In fact, right now, as I am speaking to you, if you look very closely, you can see where the eye is right there, where the eye is beginning to form. Now, it seems that Dorian is expected to become an extremely dangerous major hurricane. I don't even like to say that. I have to tell you though, okay? It's like there's no dry air, the shear wind is leaving, there's nothing going on, and the environment is going to be just great because the water's so hot also. You have to keep all of these things in mind, and that's what it's looking like is going to happen, and it's going to make it slow down. You know, the systems you hear me talk about as the upper low over the Cuba area that I've talked about, it's moving westward now, and a strong subtropical ridge is going to build over the western Atlantic. Now, when this happens, what's going to happen? Well, this hurricane, Dorian, is going to be forced to turn west-northwest and westward on track toward the northwestern Bahamas and the Florida Peninsula. Now, the ridge is forecast to erode. I'm talking about the low that's underneath Dorian at this time. It's forecast to erode, and then the steering currents are going to weaken. Now, this is going to make Dorian slow down considerably near and over the Florida Peninsula. Now, this also increases the uncertainty in the track forecast when it gets to day 4 and 5, okay? And it's also going to lead to a prolonged duration of wind, storm surge, and rainfall over Florida. Let's check out everything right here right quick. This was as of 11 a.m. this morning. The winds are 110 miles per hour. The minimum central pressure is awfully low, getting low, and it's going to get lower, 972 millibars. It's moving northwest. It's already slowing up some, 10 miles per hour, and if you're tracking 24.5 north, 69.8 west. And then we got this other little system's popped up, folks, okay? It's a tropical wave right now. I told you about this weeks ago. And another one's coming off the African coast right behind this one. But as of right now, it's just a tropical wave. It's moving westward from the coast of Africa. Some development of the system is possible by early next week over the eastern and central tropical Atlantic. And from everything that I've seen, it looks like its conditions are going to be pretty good that it can. Now, this morning it was 0 and 20. Right now it's 2 days 0, 5 days 30% chance. Now in 72 hours, the wind in Dorian is going to be 140 miles per hour. 140 miles per hour, okay? Now, when it comes inland, the winds, after it's come inland, they're going to be 125 miles per hour at this coordinates that I am showing you right now. This is 270 north, 80.4 west, inland. It has made landfall, gone inland, getting closer to Lake Okeechobee. The wind's still 125 miles per hour. Now, it should come in shore, I'd say anywhere from Fort Pierce, West Palm Beach. So it's been hanging around Port St. Lucie for a few days looking like it would come in, and I've said it could go a little north. I'm even going to say Vero Beach, all the way down to West Palm Beach. Any of these areas, you could get this 140 mile per hour wind. Please, I can't stress this enough, my friends. I know this is nerve-wracking. Take a deep breath. Do what you got to do and get out of there. I'm talking 140 mile per hour winds are going to be in these areas. And where you see this little red arrow, this is when it's come inland, and this is the coordinates I'm showing you. I'm showing you this on purpose so you'll see. The wind should be 125 miles per hour at this time when it comes inland. Okay? It's not going to get down to a category 1 until about 120 hours from now. And this right here, where the inland mark is, this is 96 hours out. At 72 hours, it should be right out in the ocean somewhere. I'm just showing you this area here to give you an idea of where it may come in. Now, we will go check and see what it looks like and where it may be when it's a Category 1. Now, see how this stuff changes, my friends? Looking now like, and this is from the National Hurricane Center. It's nothing that anybody's made up off of any particular model. This is off of their coordinates, okay? Category 1 strength should start somewhere in this area. It's around a little place called Lake Catherine, Florida, if anybody knows where that's at. But you see right here, we got Ocala over here to the west, Orlando to the south. So what that means is everybody that is south of Orlando, all of these places down here, I'd say starting from Kissimmee going on down like Lakeland. We're going to look at another map. I'm not quite sure about Tampa because I think it's going to go straight up instead of bounce around a lot. We'll have to wait and check on that like we do everything else. Only time will tell. But Lakeland, Avon Park, Sebring, Lake Placid, all of you guys see it's going to be coming in close to Lake Okeechobee, remember? And then it's going to like shoot this way up. I think you guys in these areas here, you might have at least Category 2 hurricane actions going on. This is, I'm not saying this is going to happen. It's what it looks like may happen. And then when you get up to Orlando, and then north of Orlando, and over to Ocala, and Sanford, and Deltona, all these little places up in here, it should be a Category 1. This is just what it's looking like right now, so everyone prepare. This tracking map is pretty right on the money, folks, from everything that I have gone over. I've been working on this all morning. I got to eat lunch after I get this up for you. But what I'm saying is it's pretty much on track as to what everybody has to work with right now. Don't go guessing. Don't just concentrate on where this track is anyway, because it's a Category 4 hurricane. Look, effects are going to be felt anywhere. So everybody in the whole freaking state of Florida, except for this little teeny part of the panhandle, needs to make sure you got everything in order. Also, I want to comment, I'm not going to stress a lot on this right now, but everybody needs to pay attention. In Georgia, South Carolina, all the way up to the Outer Banks of North Carolina, we will be receiving stuff from this storm, I do believe, whether it's a little or whether it's a lot, coming up towards the mid to latter part of next week. So you guys really pay attention. to what's going on. I'll really be glad when they get a storm surge map up, because that is running me nuts right now. But I dare not touch it. I need something from the National Hurricane Center to really be sure of what to tell you guys. I don't want to tell you something totally wrong if I can just be patient and wait. But the storm surge, forget about it. It's going to be horrendous. Horrendous, okay? This is a look at just the map, and this map's going to change as days go by. Right now it's looking like, where you see the purple, like out around the Bahamas, that's like 15, 20 inches of rain. Look, I've seen some places and some models in Florida showing 2 feet of rain. Not to talk about the rain you're going to get long time before the storm ever gets there. Flooding is going to be a big problem. Plus you got king tide. You got all kind of things that are working not in your favor in the state of Florida. So please keep this in mind. Even on this map, up in Georgia, right in this area, this is 6 to 10 inches right in here where it's brown, okay? Also the little tip of South Carolina down here. Now mine's not too bad. Mine's like an inch, maybe 2 inches. But I'm just telling you, this map will change over time, and more rain amounts will be showing up. So please keep that in mind. And right while this map is up, I do want to tell everyone that the life-threatening storm surge and the devastating winds are likely in portions right now of the northwestern Bahamas, where the hurricane watch is in effect, and also life-threatening storm surge and devastating hurricane force winds are likely along portions of the Florida East Coast by as early as next week. Now when I say that, I'm talking Monday, Tuesday into Wednesday. So it can start, and they should put up a storm surge map real soon. I feel like they will. Now if you live in the areas I've just talked about in Florida, anywhere on the East Coast just about, if you have a hurricane evacuation plan and you live where maybe they have these evacuation routes or maybe shelters open now, go ahead, get your stuff right. If you're planning on leaving, go ahead and leave before the rain starts. You don't want to get in the rain. Leave before the rain starts if you're planning on leaving, going somewhere else. If you have everything done you need to get done there. If you're planning on staying, make sure you get to an evacuation shelter, okay? Now, these heavy rains are expected over portions, of course, of the Bahamas, Florida, and elsewhere, as you're looking at in the eastern and southeastern parts of the United States this weekend, right on through, like I told you, the middle to the end of next week. I always like to end with this map because you can see it very, 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 very plain. Here it is at 11 this morning. Major hurricanes going to be happening, moving right on across. You can see now in between these lines how they stretch out. It's slowing down, okay? And also I want to tell everyone that as of now, this will probably change too. I'm sure it will as the storm grows and strengthens. But right now, the hurricane winds are felt out 25 miles from the center. The tropical storm force winds are felt 105 miles out away from the center. And as we blow this up just a little, you can see now very well on the map. There's Orlando. So with the coordinates that I had, it's looking pretty on the ball of exactly what their track is showing. So with that all said and done, I'll have another update later this evening, maybe early tonight, maybe early this evening. I'll have to wait and see how things progress along to see if it's worth doing. But right now, everybody, I love you. Stay safe. If you want to send me pictures, that's great. Don't put yourself in danger to do it. I don't want them that way. Be safe. Be smart. everybody take a deep breath. Don't let the anxiety get to you but so much. Look, I've got it myself. I know how it is. I know exactly what you're going through. And it's not pretty and it's not fun. I know. I'm going to stick by you just as long as I possibly can, right on through this thing, and try to keep people updated. I do want to remind everyone right quickly, though. Look, as the storm gets closer, and when it hits, communications, it doesn't matter if you have a cell phone or not, the communications are probably going to go down in places. So make sure you know where your friends and your family are when this thing hits. Wherever it hits, okay? But it's looking like really right where I showed you. I said up in this area to down in this area and right around the West Palm Beach area here, just a little bit south of Port St. Lucie. And it's not going to be a Category 1 till it gets up here. Everybody in between these areas here, you're going to go through some major stuff as well. But everybody on this coastline here, where it comes in exactly, you're going to get the brunt of it. At 140 mile per hour winds in here, you're going to have probably 125 mile per hour winds, and then they will decrease as it moves on up in time. Stay safe, my friends. I love you. I'll be back soon as I can with more information. Take care. Do what you need to do. Be smart. And remember, you're never alone. Peace, love, and kindness to all. Thanks for watching.